Tonight, to kick us off, Pope Francis, the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, is dead. The 88-year-old Pope endured a number of health issues in his later years, with most recently having been admitted for treatment for pneumonia on February 14th after he had difficulties in breathing. The Pope's death came as a shock to the world, especially after he made his first prolonged public appearance at the St. Peter's Square in Vatican for Easter celebrations yesterday. The Pope's funeral is expected to be less elaborate than that of previous pontiffs, as he had recently approved plans to make the event much simpler.
Catholic faithful across the world are mourning the death of Pope Francis, the first Latin American to lead the Roman Catholic Church. Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Vatican Camerlengo, announced that the Pope passed away on Easter Monday at his residence in the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta. Before his death, the Pope appeared at St. Peter's Square in Vatican for Easter Day celebration. In his Easter Sunday message, read aloud by an aide, as the Pope looked on from the main balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, the pontiff had reiterated his call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Glowing tributes have continued to pour from across the world as the millions of faithfuls mourn the death of Pope Francis.
Ni jambo la huzuni, lakini kwetu ambao tuko na imani kwamba tuko humu duniani lakini tutaondoka duniani hii, kwetu ni kusema amepumzika anaenda kwa Baba.
Our condolences to all Catholics, because this is our leader, all of us. But he meant a lot also in the world. In the world, not only to Catholics, because he stood for values that go across humanity. He stood for human dignity. He stood for the poorest to be defended and also be, helped.
In his tribute, President William Ruto termed the Pope's passing as a big loss to the Christian community. President Ruto praised Pope Francis' unwavering commitment to inclusivity and justice. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, among other leaders, mourned the Pope as an extraordinary man whose warmth and uplifting character inspired and reinvigorated all around him.
One of the very strong messages that he will ever be remembered by the whole world is the message of Laudato Si. That is the encyclical that he wrote and that was applauded by all people everywhere in the world as a document that was very revolutionary at a time when the environment has been very much compromised by the human activity.
Since becoming a pope in 2013, Francis made multiple trips to Africa, including Kenya in 2015.
One pope who valued the human person despite his condition. If you went to Europe, he defended the flow of immigrants.
Yesterday, in his Easter message, the Pope appealed for peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, and South Sudan. In April 2024, the late Pope Francis approved an updated edition of the liturgical book for papal funeral rites. Pope Francis' funeral is expected to be less elaborate than that of the previous pontiffs. Some 138 Catholic cardinals will vote for the 267th Pope, who will succeed Pope Francis in an election known as conclave inside the Sistine Chaplet.
Desturi inatumiwa, hiyo desturi na siri ya kanisa watafanya kulingana na mipangilio ya kanisa. Kwa najua bila shaka kwa kipindi kisichozidi mwezi mmoja tutakuwa tumepata Baba Mtakatifu mwingine na tunajua Roho Mtakatifu atafanya kazi.
I call for prayer, that we all pray that we are able to receive the whisperings of the Holy Spirit who will guide us, who will guide our leaders, the cardinals, who enter into the conclave for the election of the Holy Father, so that they can be guided by the Spirit of God.
For Prime Edition, I'm Gladys Mongai.